Welcome to the stream. I am Lee Sheep. It's the Lee Sheep Gaming channel. Happy Friday. It is the official second release day from the U.S. Department of War and the Pentagon on these UAP, UFO, alien-related files, pieces of evidence, pictures, videos. We're going to see. We're going to get into it. So if you don't know what this is, basically there was a website created, a .mil website, where the government, at the direction of President Donald Trump, is releasing all classified information on UFOs, UAPs, and now, because the United States has decided to do this, there are multiple other countries like Japan, and I think a couple others that are also releasing everything they have. Because everyone's just kind of like throwing their hands up, going, okay, we don't know what this stuff is. We don't know what it is. Maybe you guys know what it is. So they're just making all this information open source. So here we go. You've got, so we should have documents, written documents. We're not going to read all of those because there's a lot. We've got pictures and we've got videos. The first thing we're going to go through, obviously, is the videos. We're going to watch the videos. So, let's see, types, .vid. Yeah, look at all these types. Oh, there's some, what is AUD? Is that an audio file? All right. Holy cow. That's just organized that way, right? There's not 8. There's 8 pages of videos. What? Oh, wow. Like, what the heck is that? What is that? Okay. And you can download all of this stuff too. Oh, this is a 5-minute video. What? Wait. Okay. I'm putting on my spectacles. Whoa. Whoa. What? What? That was not 25% speed. Okay, that is crazy. Oh yeah, there. Oh shit. I thought they were following this thing up here. feel like I have seen this one. Let's see. Yeah, these are not. So those are today. Incident date. Not incident date. Release. There we go. Not all of those were released. I was like, that's a lot of videos for them to have released today. All right. So hold on, let me click on this real quick. There we go. All right, so let's watch this one. We'll start at the top again. We'll keep going until we get out of the 522s. How far do we go with the 522s? Man, that's a good bit. So all the way to page 6. All right, so we've got some content. We got some content. Here we go. Sorry if you guys can hear my lawn guy out there. Okay. Crazy grainy footage. We'll go to the next one. Okay, that's pretty clear. Whoa. What the heck? What? Wait. Why was that blurred out? So check out these jets that this thing is pushing out. I don't know if they're jets or if it's infrared light. Probably infrared light for some reason. Or heat energy. Could be heat. But they're equally spaced and equally angled. Like straight up and down. Look at that. So I don't really understand. It would almost have to be facing the camera though. Unless there's just like a row of these things that we're looking down. Anyway, it's engineered is my point. Is this thing has been put together. It's not like some natural. Now it looks like it's changing size and shape. Now look at this. This random thing. Oh, it's because I see the reticle moved and it was trying to keep the. Yeah, that's what all this moving around is. They've motion tracked the video to the anomaly here. So now we're looking at black hot. Now we're looking at white hot again. I have speculated that some of these things that we're seeing are not actually craft. That they are just sort of like portals or windows or something that are being opened by a machine or some kind of computer or something somewhere else. That is used just for observation. And that's why they look like little balls of light. Because the light in the room where they would be running this could be like, coming back through the other direction. But I really don't know. It's just a guess. It does seem to like change shape. Wow. So it's doing that same thing that we have a picture of in the last release. We have video of in the last release, like up close at doing this. Okay, so there's like a rocking that's going on, and when it rocks back, we're getting that glare. So that could like literally just be reflection of the sun as it's like doing the rocking back. Look, yeah, it's only when it rocks back that we see that star shape. So that could just be light. That may have nothing to do with its propulsion or function whatsoever. That thing, it got faster there at the end. Eight times speed, possible changes of shape, stabilize and enhance. Come on. Anyone have any ideas on what that is? I'm open to like logical guesses as well. Like, oh, that's a plastic trash bag floating around. Or I mean, that's obviously not what this is. What was that? It looked like. Did you see like the orbs? It looked like some orbs kind of like floated over. Look, there's one. There's another one back there. Be curious to know where this is happening. It almost looks like there's something coming down out of it right here. Can you guys see my mouse? This right here. It looks like there's like a, I don't know, an exhaust, or I don't know, like a some kind of connection that the IR can pick up. It's interesting that if this is IR, that the center here, or the majority of the mass, is hot. It's white hot, or it could be. There you go. Well, now it's white hot, I think, because this looks like the ocean, which should not be hot. So this is cold. The center is cold, and it's got this very different level of temperature around it, but only as we look directly at it. And you would think, with the way IR imagery works, like if that was a bubble of that white around it, then the whole thing would just look white. You wouldn't see through the bubble and see the temperature of the inside. You would just see the temperature of the outside. So, I don't know. Now it's solid. At least it looks solid. All right. Yeah, 5/8. Did I miss it? Hmm. Whoa, yeah, check that out. Well, these things seem to really like the water. You know what I mean? Oh, there it is again. Oh my god. So close to that sub. It's going under the water. There it is. Left, 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 buddy. Oh, there's more. Oh, okay. What the hell? Whoa, check that one out. Man. Oh, there it is. In and out of the water up here. No, it's over here. So we'll do Northcom. This makes me like everything we're seeing is from thermal cameras, like FLIR and stuff. It makes me want to set up my thermal cam. Holy crap, 17 minutes. Let me see what's the description. Oh man. Oh, they've got more information over here of like when stuff happens. So 1623 it actually like does something. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Whoa. That is wild. Why'd we switch to FLIR? So to the naked eye, this is what it looks like. Just a ring of light. That is crazy. Oh, 2 rings of light. Over the ocean again. Oops. Oh, they had that beam coming down off of them that I noticed before that's going like down into the ocean. Did you see that? Let's go back. There it is. Oh, you can't see the mouse. You still can't see the mouse. Oh, can you see the mouse? Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. Like, there you go. Right there. What the heck is that? All right. Was that this one? Yeah. $4.59. Let's see what happens. Whoa. Let's go back. Yeah. Man. There you go. I count 9. 9 spheres. I mean, could they be? No. Could they be balloons is what I was going to say, but balloons don't really move that fast. Or line up. Look at that. What? Hold on, let me see what does it say at 2:30? It just doesn't talk about that? What? Whoa. When did they do that? Wait. Whoa. Okay. So right here, you got one that shoots up from the bottom, and then one up here that just sort of like fades in, just like appears. Watch. Shoots up, and then look up. Fades in. More of them just fading in. Is this over water? This almost looks like a reflection. The fading in might be them coming out of the water. Was that this one? Yeah. All right. 2. What? In the crap. That is a disc. 100%. Or a sphere. But you know what, though? I didn't see, just like the water, I didn't see any distortion in the clouds. Like, I don't see them trailing behind. I don't see any kind of disruption. Wait a minute. That kind of was a little bit of a clue. We're seeing the same kind of anomaly over here on this light that's pointed straight at the camera that we saw in some of these things flying around, which means that they may just be balls of light. Even up close. It may just be a ball of light. Which still doesn't really answer exactly what it is, but No idea. No idea. Wow. I think this is the one we just... Didn't we just watch this one? That's just like more orb footage. Is this the one? Yeah. Whoa. It's a little orb. Yeah. It just whips by real fast. I thought it was going to harass the ship a little bit. This is somewhere in Africa. Let's see what this says. There it is. Streaking across the sky here. It's leaving camera artifacting or sensor artifacting as it goes by. I don't think that's an actual trail. That's hard to say. That's low enough and slow enough that that could be a drone. That could be a drone. Dang. So for like a second. Oh yeah, there it is. Right there. Whipping across the screen. Let's see. Nine to 25. Yep. That is a sphere. That's an orb. Holy cow. That's pretty clear. Yeah, that looks solid, whatever that is. That looks... You can see the sun reflecting off of it a bit right there. Holy cow. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a physical thing flying through the sky right there. Could be like the Boogosphere. Are you guys familiar with that? What do you think of that? I know they just found another one that's like identical to it almost in like China or Japan or something. That is crazy. Hey, JP Jeep channel member with the Blue Visor Sheep. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, sir. Good morning. Good morning. We got a new, holy cow, we got a new slew of files released on that .mil website put up by the Department of War, and some crazy stuff, man. We've seen some instantaneous acceleration. Saw just a straight up disc flying through clouds, like, or an orb. I mean, it looked like a disc, but obviously I'm viewing it in 2 dimensions. Let's see if there's anything else. Here it is again. It's like Star Citizen, but in real life. My dog just came in here and licked me on the arm to greet me. Man, my sinuses have been crazy all day. Must be something in the air. Okay, so this is just regular visible light. To the left, to the left. There you go. Focus, focus, rack focus. Come on, guy. God, you can barely see it. It's right here. You can barely see the thing. Yeah, it is. The way that it like warps space-time, and then they like use those like barrel-looking things to point it in a direction to like shrink space-time and fall into it or whatever. I'm talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just repeating things that I've heard about how they work. I forgot which one we were on. Were we on this one? No. Are we on this one? No. But that is interesting. Another one over the water with that like stick or Ray or something. I know. I'm so excited. More orbs zipping around. We did watch that one. Was that one? Yeah. It's another orb. Yeah, if we ever get the chance to like ride in one of these or leave the planet with a Stargate or something similar, I'm going. I gotta do it. Oh yeah, we watched that one. Yeah, we watched that one. Let's see what this one's description is. So, oh, we did see this one. 25 to 27. Yep. There it is. Or maybe we saw one like it. Yeah, let's go to the next page. Hey, Wolf. No problem. No problem. I think it's important, man. Like, I don't know that there is anything else that is more important. You know what I mean? This could be 0 point energy and an understanding of our universe beyond what we've ever had. So it's stuff like, you know, people are like, well, what about Iran? What about the Epstein files? What about this and that? Cuba and whatever. And it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, that stuff, it's not that stuff doesn't matter. You know, the Epstein files, that's still outrageous. But, like, this is crazy. This is world changing. What in the heck? Look at all these things. Oh, yeah. It would change everything. It'd make a lot of people upset. That's for sure. There'd be no more energy wars. Hmm. 122 to 155. Oh yeah, there it is. .248 to 308. Oh yeah, there's two of them. Well, I'll tell you, JP. I don't know. I don't. So we've seen them go underwater. We've seen them go. They said they've gone into rock, like mountainside, like hillsides or whatever. They're transmedium, right? Which means, and they've sat in the middle of like hurricanes. Um, I don't know that there's anything actually there. I think, based on how they move, this is just my speculation, my hypothesis. They move like you're saying on a dime, very quickly, can just change direction. Um, I don't know that they are a physical craft. I think they're like an instance of space time that is being generated by a machine somewhere. And I think that instance of space time, like if you watch my mouse, they move kind of like my mouse does. My mouse doesn't feel inertia though, because it's just being controlled somewhere else. Uh, it doesn't have mass, and so if you were to look at this instead of like a craft as more like a window that they could open at any position in three-dimensional space and then just move it around like they're at a computer just moving it around, and that is why it whips around the way that it does. One of the things that makes me think that is the way that it moves. It moves very much like someone's moving something around on like a phone screen, like they're just moving it, and so I don't know that that's the case, but it just seems that way. And it would also explain why they look like balls of light. They just look like light even at night. You know, during the day they're kind of hard to see, but at night, yeah, at night they just look like a ball of just light, just white light. And if that's what we're seeing, then this would also apply, because let's just pretend this is the room. Let's pretend this computer is the one that generates the bubble, right? And I turn my bubble on and I fly it over your house, and you look up at the bubble and you see light coming out of it. Well, the light you're seeing is just the light in my room coming back through the window, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so it's not like these things are light or like they have lights on them. It could just be that you're just seeing light from wherever this thing is being controlled coming back through. What? But I know that's out there. It's like super far out there. But like this whole subject is super far out there. So there are no dumb suggestions. Because now even the United States government is basically saying, I don't know. Yeah, JP. Was that the right one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, sensor. Oh, thank you, Wolf. Thank you very much. I'm not saying that there aren't craft, because obviously we've recovered some. They've said that. So, like, there are craft, but maybe these craft also possess the ability to generate these observation bubbles or whatever they are. Because these do tend to move. They tend to like kind of wobble and fluctuate a little bit. Some of them, and some of them are clearly very like solid spherical things. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? The other. I don't know if you guys saw the other video. There's another video of, and maybe it's in this group of videos, or it will be. They launched a Hellfire missile at one of these things. It went in, and when it came out, the missile was broken. Right? I would love to see that missile. I know that they recovered it. I know they didn't just go, oh, well. So I would love to see. Yeah, right, JP? It does. It sounds like, because they don't do anything else. No one's ever said, oh, this thing came out of the bubble. Nothing enters or leaves the bubble. The only instance where I've heard of that is this Hellfire missile. And what happened was the missile hit the bubble. And at first they were like, oh, there's pieces of the missile that came out the other side. Those were not pieces of the missile. Those were pieces of the bubble. And they immediately snapped to formation and tried to like stay with the bubble. I don't know how that works or why that happened, but that's what happened. I would love to see the missile, though, and know how it was broken, because according to Bob Lazar and everybody that's had immediate contact with these crafts and some of the phenomena that have happened, they said time moves differently. They said time is different on the inside of the craft or on the inside of these space-time instances or whatever. And I almost wondered, I told Queen Sheep, I was like, I wonder if to them, let's say they're in a room somewhere and they're generating the bubble, right? And so they're moving the bubble around, they're looking at stuff, and the Hellfire missile comes flying into the bubble, right? Well, because time's moving differently, did the bubble, inside the bubble, did it take like 2 hours for the missile to pass through as opposed to like half a second, not even, on our side? You know what I mean? And if it did take that long, would that have given them time to just like break it and let it pass on through with its own inertia and be busted? But I would love to see the missile. I want to see the actual Hellfire missile. I want to know what condition it's in, how was it broken, why was it broken. I'd love to see all of the information, because I don't know if you guys know this, but missiles, they talk to the plane that they were fired from, and in some cases satellites, the whole time that they're flying around. After they've been released, actually before they've been released, they're already talking to the plane. But after they've been released, they're still talking to the plane. And I would love to know things like what happened to the signals, what happened to the communication with the missile to the satellites in the plane while for that second or so that the missile was like inside the bubble. What, did it go completely silent? Was there a radio cutoff? Is that the end of communication? Did it even come back online once it exited the bubble? There's so much I want to know. Yeah, and the guidance system and stuff. Here's another one. Another orb. Oh, did it land? It just looks like... Just looks like we're zooming in on this thing for some reason. This Air Force guy is about to smoke some farmer. What is that? Why are we watching it? Oh, it's moving. Oh, we don't care about that anymore? What the heck? Are we following something? I don't see anything. I am lost in this one, guys. I don't know what we're looking for. Looks like some kind of fob. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's see what the description says. So right at the beginning, 0 to 03, sensor tracks an area of contrast as it moves down the left side of the screen. Oh, sure enough. Man, that is tiny. It's over here. It's on this black line right now, so you can't see it, but it's like right here. I don't know. That could be a drone or a bird. Let's do 91. So at 308 to 310. Sensor zooms out, an area of contrast transits from the top of the screen to the bottom, exiting the frame. Oh, yeah. There it went. It went down this way. It's just another one of these tiny little orbs, man. And you know, some of these that we've seen, the ones that are just kind of like weird shapes, that are like moving around, I think that those could also just be the observation windows, but for whatever reason, maybe aren't as strong, or maybe are not as stable or something. Again, just speculation. 92, let's see. So 48 to 51 area contrast. Oh yeah. It'll come over here and it'll come this way. There it is. Yep. There it is. Whoa. Man, it's so fast. What do you mean, Bill? Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of stuff has come out. This is all the new footage. Some of it's, some of it can be dismissed as drones. Some of it is absolutely unmistakably like a sphere flying through the air or like a disc going through the clouds. There's some wild stuff. Um, right now it looks like we've got another orb. A lot of orbs. What was that? Oh, that's a boat. That's a boat out in the water. These things love the water. There's a couple of them. Let's see, 983. Oh, I saw it. There it is. Yep. The fact that they're all so similar, I mean, there's clearly something happening, right? There's something going on. Ooh, color vision. I think that's true. I think that's probably true, man. Uh, it would be the perfect place to do that, especially if you can generate um, space-time bubbles that make your environment completely just a non-issue. You can go to whatever depth you want to. Who cares? Any more things with parachutes? Oh, Bill, that was not a parachute, bud. That was not a flare. The trail you saw behind it in that video, those were that's sensor artifacting from the bright light, the contrast. And the thing that a lot of people thought was a parachute is actually camera lens flare. It was lens flare. Flares do not move like that. And if that was smoke, it would have both moved and dissipated once it had been left behind. It didn't do either one of those. It stayed the same width and didn't move on the sensor. So that was a legit whatever it was. But from what we're seeing, I saw something earlier that looked like that thing, that big star pattern. From what we're seeing, that is what it looks like when light is being shined straight into the camera, which would also generate a lens flare. And that's not surprising now that we know that these things are essentially balls of light. There was a video we went over earlier that had a moment of one of these things in just visible light. It wasn't like this actually. It wasn't IR. And A, they're hard to see, and B, they are light. They are just light. Look at that. Look at that. That's color. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's just a ball of light. So up close as that one that people thought was a flare, it would be like a flashlight, like right here. Me pointing this into the camera. It's this, you know, and then that thing that you're seeing on the edge of the lens. You see that lens flare being created? See how it moves the same way, and you can be like, oh, that's the parachute to the flare. It's not a parachute. Yeah, of course, JP, and everyone, please understand. These are just my observations. And theories, just observations and theories. But that's clear, visible light, color footage of one of these. Like I called it earlier, observation bubbles. I don't know what it is, flying over. And look, it still has that stick down below it that goes down into the water, almost like it's maintaining a connection of some kind with something maybe that's controlling it underneath. This could be some kind of like holographic periscope for all we know. That goes way down, you know. Funny with these releases, still no Roswell reveals. So, yeah, so there's only been 2 releases. Today was the second one. They said they're going to increasingly get crazier, which they have held up that end of the bargain. This is the second one, and it is crazier already. We're not even halfway through, and it is crazier than the first one. I mean, we've seen clear images of spheres now in color. I think, wasn't that in color? That was wild. Flying through the air, we've seen these observation bubble looking things. I think that Roswell's coming. Annapolina Luna, Tulsi Gabbard, I think, and not Tim Burchett, Eric Burleson have all been out to Area 51. And they've got stuff they're wanting to reveal and kind of declassify, but it's not completely up to them. So they have to like get stuff together, make sure none of it compromises national security. And then, oh yeah. Well, Bill, we've seen some stuff already where things were coming in and out of the ocean. Just in this stream, we've seen some stuff. The orbs were like together in a group and then they separated. And then a couple of them just kind of like would go under and come out, go under, almost like dolphins. While the others would just like hover like right above the water. Let's see, that's 94, 94, 94, 94, 95. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's another one of these things. Yeah, the jellyfish ones are wild. I almost wonder if those are not craft. If those are beings, something. See, this looks like a group of those spheres. And we've seen that a couple of times too. They travel in these groups and then they'll separate out. I don't know what the purpose is, but oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know about that then. I'd love to see that. I want to see the one that's the size of a football field moving 200 miles an hour under the water. Look at that. And they're like changing distance between each other. It's so interesting. The way they move is very much like something that is in a, like when they're bunched up like that, something that's like in a fluid that has neutral buoyancy, and that fluid maybe has like mild current moving through it or something. You see how they kind of like, you know? Yeah, that would be wild. That would be wild, Bill. Hey, what's up, Ethan? Yes, that's exactly what this is. Let's see, 96. Next page. Interesting. Okay. Weird. All right. Apparent instantaneous acceleration examination. Oh, we saw this earlier when I had it on like the wrong. We'll watch it again though. This is wild. Watch this thing. And boom, gone. Like the Air Force guy's like, what? What? Where? This was them messing with the contrast and white balance to try to get more of a shape out of this thing. But it doesn't look like it wants to be sussed out here. Look at this. 50% speed. Boom. Gone. That is crazy. Alright, let's do this one. Ooh, color video. Look at this. There it is right there. Bill, I don't know. I don't know if it was taken from the space shuttle. I know NASA's released some stuff. Um, essentially admitting to us that they've been lying to us for years. Which, who's surprised? There it is. Yeah, that's not a drone. Hmm. Man, we tracked this thing for a while. Yeah, see, it is changing shape. And it's just like, and this is color footage. So the black is not even that it's like black hot or even clipping. It's just black. It's kind of like Bob Lazar talked about when they rotated those amplifier tubes the other direction and it generated a little black sphere just hovering in the air. That's kind of like what it looks like we're dealing with. Where'd it go? Must be gone. Let's see. So 302 to 4 minutes, area of contrast from upper right corner of the frame. Oh, yeah. Bill, yeah, talking about mainstream media. Um, they may. Oh, look at that. So the shadow is over here. You can actually see the shadow right there. There it is. Whoa. Instant directional change. It darts back and then goes to the right. Here it is. Here it is. So this is physically there. Man. Yeah, I have no idea. Switch to FLIR and they got nothing. Yeah, that's not how a drone works. I can tell you that. A drone does not come down out of the sky that fast or that controlled if it's that fast. And it doesn't just switch directions on a dime like that. Which one was that? Vid 0, Vid 0. So let's do... Oh, there you go. There's some color footage of one. Oh, Bill. Yeah, that's a scary thing to think about. Yeah, that's definitely not a drone. This almost looks like. Oh, no, I guess not. What's up, pancakes? Welcome to the stream. I was going to say, this almost looks like parallax as we circle it, but then we stopped and it kept moving. Yeah, no, it's moving. It is moving. Wild. Oh, is this the, did we watch this one? I did watch that, Bill. I kind of thought it was a waste of time. He didn't really. I don't know. He didn't really say anything or do anything. Or maybe he did and I just missed it. I don't know. I'll tell you this, it was not worth $10 for me anyway. This must be another tiny little orb. What does it say? Yeah, JP, I felt the same way. Ah, there it is. A little area of contrast. Whoa. Whoa, that thing is hauling. Yeah, those are all in this release, Bill. They were talking about how he had a few that were coming up in this release that he was going to put in his little video, his documentary thing. Look at this, is above the clouds, and this thing is scooting. It's up here. There it is. Crazy. That is clouds, right? Yeah, that's clouds. Yeah. $151 to $248. What are we? Oh, there it is. That is wild. I think we saw this one earlier. So are the 40-something videos Congress wanted to put in what they say included in this? I don't know. I don't know if those specific videos are included. I do know there are some good ones. There are some that are like the one of the disc or whatever moving in and out of the clouds from over top, like that. Unmistakable. Pretty crazy footage. There's been some color footage. Okay, so here is. Now, see, that one just flew by. Man, that is hauling, whatever that is. That is moving. This thing. And it's cold, whatever it is. Oh, I haven't seen that, Bill. Whoa. Wow. Just accelerates, stops, moves around. That's crazy. Yeah, I think Bill, that trail. I think that's what we were talking about earlier. I think that's artifacting, because of the contrast. Because like, yeah, he just moved. He's moving the camera in the direct. He's moving it away from the direction the thing's moving, and it's making the trail or whatever. So I don't think it's a trail. I think it's just, yeah, right there you can see it. It's just artifacting. It's whenever he slews the camera. Whoa, whoa, wow! Look at that. I have no idea, JP. This is one of the crazier videos we've seen. That thing does whatever it wants, man. It looks like a sphere. That is wild. I think that was this one. Yeah. What? Yeah, it did, didn't it, Bill? Like, what? How crazy. So there's this other little one over here. This looks like one of the spheres. Whoa! That thing just disappeared. Like it didn't fly away. Gone. Gone. Even the camera is like, what the hell did I just see? Was that this one? No. Well, that one's just sitting up there. Oh, there's more than one. But you cannot see it with the naked eye. Nothing. Fleet of alien craft. That's creepy. Isn't it? Like, are there some over us right now? Probably. That is crazy. And watch, when they fly in and out of the clouds, they won't affect the clouds at all. They don't whip the clouds around. They don't cause any disturbance in the air. JP, I think that's very possible. Is this the same? This is not the same one, right? No? Oh, yeah, that's true, Bill. Here it is again. Yep. Perfectly round ball of light. Well, something. Ball of something. That kind of looks like an airplane to me. Like a UAV. Wings, tail. It's coming at you. I could be wrong. I guess why would they release it if they knew that it was a UAV? It sort of looks like one to me. It does interest me on the ones that are like this, like the observation bubbles. How it's possible that while looking right at it through thermal, it can have a ring around it that is the total opposite color and heat signature than the core. I don't understand that. What the hell was that? What did we just see? Okay. We must be looking through black hot. I still don't understand these particles. Oh, and then there's another hit. You got a hit here, another hit here. Yeah, I'm pretty confused. They must have. They described it as a high energy event. Yeah, you shot it with an F-16. Shoots down a UAP over Lake Huron. So that is exactly what happened. Which means what we're seeing here is likely God, I don't know. A missile? They use a missile, or is that like machine gun fire? It doesn't look like machine gun fire. Could be the heat coming off the back of a missile as it hits whatever this thing is. But that doesn't explain the second hit. It's the Chinese spy balloon. Oh my god, that'd be funny. Well, this was taken in 2023. So maybe. All right, let's see. This says high res. This is high res, guys. Have y'all been to the movies lately? All right, what am I looking at? 45 to 46. $108 to $125. Oh yeah. And then more. It is interesting how when that F-16 fired at that thing, it didn't seem to like. There was no equipment. There was no piece. There's not like a wing and a cockpit and like a engine and stuff that fell out of the sky. It just seemed to kind of like sort of like dissipate, just kind of disappear. Let's see this one. Okay, this is color footage. Oh yeah, up here, right here. What? Yeah, that is wild. Crazy. All right. Here's the last one, the last video. This is from Tyndall Air Force Base. Which is right here, kind of near me. Not super near Orlando, but in Florida. Tyndall's where a lot of the Air Force Special Operations train. Tyndall and Eglin. Wow. There it was at the bottom. It went over this way. Let's see it again. It was better here at the beginning. I saw it go by there for a second. There it is. So there's more than one. One already went by over here on the left. But yeah, it's just following that jet. There's the jet. There's the something. Wild. Wild. Well, I'm going to, let's see. That's it for this release. If you guys haven't seen all these others that were released on the 8th, I encourage you go look through all those too. These were some great videos. There's some crazy stuff for sure. They're slowly making it more and more easily acceptable for some of those. I think possibly for the older generation, because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. They're trying to avoid ontological shock, so they don't want to just release everything they have, pictures of aliens, insides of crafts, and even though they have all that stuff, and they'll come out. It'll come out over time. There will be more stuff. There are still pictures to go through. Like right now, we have it set on .vid. We could click image and release. Oh, okay. There were no new images released, I guess. PDFs? Oh, yeah. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different PDFs to go through. Those usually have images in them. Like I'll just click on one. You got to click download. And then you just kind of go through 116 pages in this one. So, but I've read through some of these, not the new ones, but the ones that were released a couple weeks ago. Fascinating stuff. I totally encourage you guys to go check all this stuff out. It would be boring to sit here and watch me read it. But I mean, look, just insane stuff. Some stuff signed by J. Edgar Hoover. But there will be pictures in some of these documents. Like I said, I just encourage you to go find all this stuff out on your own, read about it, some of the projects that we've been involved in. Says we've got audio. Something new released by NASA.
Listen, we read this paragraph in here about these quotes coronal discharges that you guys are seeing, and that completely stops us. Tell us how this came about and who talked to you about it, and what you saw.
Somebody reported on one of the earlier flights that some guy up, I got the letter, his paperwork somewhere, and he shipped it down to me at the Cape about 2 things for the VHF radio devices that could be discharges from some place in space. And the other ones were,
Yeah, they definitely are. Very interesting, JP.
because it would be more, you get less discharge in space than
They should have protected you, Dick. They should have picked them all up.
Anyway, that's like 8 minutes long, but also very interesting. So yeah, head to the website. It's I don't even know what it is. I don't know about Project Rubik's Cube, but if it's related, I'd love to hear about it and know about it. War.gov/UFO. Head there. You can organize the files by release date or type or whatever, and just go nuts. Go nuts. Inform yourself. Stay informed. And thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for watching. This was super interesting. I really enjoy this kind of stuff. Aliens.gov or Alien.gov both have been registered. So they're probably going to be releasing some stuff on those, but those aren't up yet. Those don't actually have anything on them. But yeah, I mean, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to like pictures of these things. You know, President Trump posted that AI image of him walking around on a flight line with a tall gray. Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. And of course, you know, something to think about with that picture that Donald Trump posted. Obviously, it's AI. We understand it's AI, but he's excited. He posted that with no other kind of explanation. I think he's trying to like put the idea out there that like, hey, we're not alone. Hey, we know about these things. What I want to know, because he posted that, right, of him walking with the tall gray, I want to know what words were used in the prompt to create that image as the descriptive words, the adjectives for the alien. And I want to know why those words were used. Right? I think that could be a look into what these things maybe look like, or yeah, just kind of like what the nature of them might be. Because it was obviously a generated image. They made it, right? So they had to tell it to make it look like something. So I'd be curious to know where they got what inspired them to use the words they used. Likely knowledge of what these things look like, and what were those words? Trump's hairpiece. No, that's Trump's hair, man. That's his hair. He has shown. He like did what was that one video clip? And he goes, "No, it's my hair," and he like grabbed his hair and yanked on it. He's such a crazy dude. I love Donald Trump. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. This is all really interesting. Head on over to the website, check it out for yourself. And whenever the next drop happens, I've heard that they are going to start happening more and more frequently, with less time in between. And also, I will say, pay attention to other countries, like Japan especially. They're releasing a lot of stuff, so they've got all their own footage, and documents and stuff that you can go look through. But yeah, stay curious, and thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching while I nerd out over this stuff. I had a great time. I'm gonna get out of here. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.